What's poppin' YouTube, and welcome to my channel, Astro Finesse. It's your boy Lil Finesse, the Jiggy Hippie, back with another video for y'all. In this video, we're gonna be talking about if you have a Sagittarius moon. So now, pause for the cause. If you don't know what your moon sign is, if you don't know why astrology is so important, if you need more information on like learning about yourself through astrology, self-knowledge, self-love, there's going to be a couple of videos I dropped in the description box, so you have to watch them first so you can catch up, become hip to the information I'm about to talk about in this video. So now, if you have a Sagittarius moon, you looked at your natal chart and you have a Sagittarius moon, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's get it popping, shall we? Now, you know how I go. I'm going to start off with some celebrities for y'all, so y'all could like visually see how Sagittarius moon are in reality. So to start off, we have Donald Trump. Now, I don't really care about politics and the government. I'm not trying to get into all that because I really feel like we all should like really try to find truth within ourselves. We shouldn't look at somebody to tell us what to do or to lead us. Like, we should all have truth within ourselves. That's how you give them power to control us. They want our soul. They want our mind. They want our energy. They want to control you. They don't want you to think for yourself. So whenever you're like looking at somebody else for truth without looking within yourself, then that's what they want, basically. So I'm not saying his name because I care about him, I care about politics, but he's a Sagittarius moon. Now, I'm gonna talk about this as I go along in this video, but Sagittarius moon have a tendency to not really have a filter when they talk. And now Peep, during his speeches, he just says whatever the fuck comes to the top of his mind. He just spills it all out. Plus he's a Gemini sun too, so that's like Sagittarius and Gemini is like all about communication, but the Sagittarius moon is what makes him not really like have a filter, and I'm going to explain that later on in this video. But we have Albert Einstein, we got Justin Timberlake, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan. And by the way, both of them, Oprah Winfrey and Michael Jordan, Oprah is an Aquarius sun, Sagittarius moon. Michael Jordan is Aquarius sun, Sagittarius moon. Just peep how successful they are in public eye. We got Mike Tyson. We got R. Kelly. And I said R. Kelly because another thing about Sagittarius, since they're ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter is the biggest planet. So it's all about expansion and all about just kind of overindulgence kind of thing, like liking something and wanting a lot of it at the same time. And you already know how R. Kelly loves women and he loves to have many different partners. I'm gonna explain all that too in the video, but R. Kelly, yeah, he definitely is a Sagittarius moon. Kevin Hart, Sagittarius are funny as fuck. Don't forget, like, they're blunt and when they talk, but they speak the truth and it's just funny when they deliver it. So Kevin Hart, Sagittarius moon. We got XXXTentacion, rest in peace. He's like one of the Aquarius sun, Sagittarius moon. He's like, his mindset was way beyond his time. It sucks how he just got killed like that because we definitely needed him in this lifetime to really help us get like knowledge about what's really true about life. We got Selena, rest in peace as well. Lauryn Hill, Toni Braxton, Ashanti, Magic Johnson, and Spike Lee. So now if you got Sagittarius moon, a few characteristics that's your nature, what you're automatically built with is you love adventure. You're very optimistic, and optimism is like a big thing for y'all. Like, every situation in life, you could always see like the brighter side of it. You can always see like, even though this sucks right now, I could see like how this helps me out or how this is teaching me or something. Like, you see a brighter side to every single situation. Very optimistic, and even that energy of being optimistic even pours out to people around you. So like, people around you, you really motivate them to like be optimistic, to be confident, and to love themselves, because like you just see optimism in every single situation. For example, if somebody like passed away or died, you're like, instead of like crying and mourning about it, you probably think back, man, he or she is probably going to live another life or afterlife, or going to come back again, or is watching over me. You always see optimism in every single situation kind of thing. That's like a very big trait for y'all, very optimistic, which is very good for y'all to have in this kind of world. And y'all are very open-minded. Like, you love things that are not, you like foreign things. Like, I have a Sagittarius video and I put that link in the description too, talking about how y'all love to travel and all that. But you love foreign things. You're open-minded to learning about anything and everything. Like, Sagittarius is the opposite of Gemini. And when things are opposites, they have similar characteristics, similar traits. So peep how Gemini is very curious, always asking questions. The mind is always working. Sagittarius is very curious as well. So they love just learning, especially other cultures, especially other food, languages. They just love learning. And Jupiter is the biggest planet, so expansion. They love to expand their mind. They love learning about philosophical things, about cultures, about life, about like astrology. Like just love learning things, like expanding their mind, expanding their knowledge. That's why they love to travel, because they expand their mind. They can see different things. They see how people live. They love to learn different languages or listen to different languages, talk to people who are speaking different languages. They just love learning different things than what they were born to know, kind of thing. Now, one of the biggest things you should know if you're dating a Moon and Sagittarius person is freedom is everything. Sagittarius, fire signs and air signs have very similar thing when it comes to freedom. You can't tie them down if they don't want to be tied down. You have to give them the space to be free. But Sagittarius, especially being ruled, the sign is the arrow pointing, that when it shoots, it just goes by itself. It just, whatever it has its mind set on doing, it just goes and gets it, or travels, or it's free spirit, like a gypsy kind of thing. They love roaming the world and like learning different things, but being free while doing it, like having a free spirit. And freedom is very important. So if you're dating them, do not try to tie them down, because that's just going to run them away. The quote, if you love something, let it go, and if it comes back to you, you know it's yours, is really for Sagittarius. If you're dating them, you have to let them know that you trust them. You have to let them know that like, I'm not here to tie you down. I'm here for you to be yourself, and I trust you. I'm gonna give you freedom. And when you give them that, that's how they will like consider commitment, because commitment is not really a big thing for like Sagittarius people, but they will consider committing to you if they know, like, all right, so if I'm in a relationship with this person, I'm not about to be tied down. You're not about to be calling me all the time, where you at, what's going on. Like, they need freedom, because they're here just to be free spirited. They're here to expand themselves and to learn. Like, and they could be prone to having having more than one partner. I'm gonna talk about all that later on in this video, but understand that you have to give them freedom. Like, that's what they need. Like, they need freedom to do what they want, to expand their knowledge, to move around freely. Free spirit, very important. Freedom is very important for them. Now, with them being very optimistic, they love just living life and being free, but they also like to take like big risks sometimes, because they have so much faith in that things are going to turn out well. They're just so optimistic about life. Being ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter is the biggest planet, so Jupiter is also the luckiest planet, and I'll talk about all this in my Sagittarius video if you want more detail about Jupiter and Sagittarius and all that. But their life is like they're just lucky. Like, you just get a lot of luck. Things work out for them all the time. Not all the time, but things work out for them a lot, most of the time, because of their optimism. And when you're optimistic about things, the universe blesses you. Like, when you want something, laws of attraction, and you're optimistic about it, in your head you're like, all right, I can get this, I want this, I can get it, I know it's gonna happen. The universe is gonna bless you, and that's how they say they're lucky. They just know the laws of attraction, like, by nature. Like, you just know that being optimistic about things, that's how things come to you, kind of thing. So they're prone to taking big risks and like really betting on themselves like a lot. Like, they're just really confident that things will work out for them in the long run, like, no matter what. So that's a really good positive trait to have, by the way. And it also spreads around people around them. People around them feel like confident. They feel at ease when they're around them, because like, this person is so confident, this person is so optimistic, he just makes me feel so good, like things like that. Now, if you got Moon in Sagittarius, now remember, Moon is emotions. Moon is your mother. So the way you were raised emotionally is what makes you act the way you act emotionally when you're an adult. So if you have a Moon in Sagittarius, your mother was like a Sagittarius type mother, and by that, she was probably prone to, or she really loved learning as well, loved traveling. Something to do in the religious aspect. She was probably some part in a religion, or some part of like a religious group, like a really big part of it, because Sagittarius is all about philosophy and higher learning, and religion ties into higher learning. But I'm not gonna go too deep into religion, because I could talk about that forever. If y'all want videos on my view on religion, because I really feel that, you know, we all should just trust in the universe and ourselves, and not really like, I'm not even gonna go into all that right now. But if you want videos on that, let me know and I got you. But Also, if you had a moon in Sagittarius, you probably feel like growing up, you feel like you know more than your mother, or if she doesn't give you the freedom that you need, you feel tied down because you're all about freedom. So you probably felt like you knew more than your mother, or like you're more mature when you're growing up. So depending on the aspects, and aspects is always very important, you have a good relationship, as in very close, or just very distant. It's either or with every sign as well. But Moon and Sagittarius mothers are very philosophical and loves to travel, or like always traveling, learning about new cultures and all that. So actually, let me know how your relationship with your mom is, because I really want to know more about like Moon and Sagittarius relationship with their mothers. This was kind of hard for me to research when I was looking at it. So now, Moon and Sagittarius. So now we all know we all got something to work on. So here it goes, bro. Here it goes. Now, Sagittarius, y'all have a tendency to not give a fuck about what you say to people sometimes, because it's the truth. Now, it is the truth. Like, y'all do speak truth. You don't like to lie. You don't like to bullshit. You don't like to sugarcoat nothing. So whatever you say is the truth, but you have to work on the delivery of how you say it, because y'all be blunt as hell. Let's go back to Donald Trump. During his speeches, yo, I don't really watch a lot of his speeches, so I don't know what he's saying is true or not. I don't even care. But I've seen a few clips of how he delivers and how he talks, and what I've seen, people say he's an arrogant asshole, whatever. But what I've seen is that he just speaks whatever is on his mind, and he just speaks and says literally anything. Like, yo, he just says like anything. I'd be listening like, where you just said that? It's because the Sagittarius is just all about being true and being within, like true within themselves, but just speaking out the truth within themselves and like communicating what they know in their mind, that they just speak the truth, and it could be very blunt. Like they don't have a filter. They don't have like a Libra will like try to say it in a nice way, or Pisces probably won't even say nothing at all because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Like, but Sagittarius, yo, they will just tell you straight up, like, boom, this is what it is. Like, this is what I don't like. And their delivery is what people will look at them like, damn, like you're an arrogant asshole. So like, I'm not saying don't speak the truth, because we have to know, and the truth hurts, but the truth is what needs to be said. But work on how you deliver the truth. Like, work on your tone, like the words you use. Like, they kind of sometimes don't have like empathy for like when they're hurting somebody's feelings, because you're like, it is what it is. This is what life is. Like, I just told you what it is. It is what it is. What they'll say a lot. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is. It's the truth, so it is what it is. But people are more emotional than you, so like the way you say things will cut deeply. Then like the truth will only want to come out. They won't hear the truth, but they'll listen to how you delivered it, kind of thing. So if you want to be more understood, kind of thing, work on how you deliver what you're saying to people, like, because it is the truth. So definitely say it, but work on the delivery of how you're saying it. You do not want to argue with a Moon and Sagittarius person, because chances are you will lose, because like I said, they're very blunt and whenever they get mad, fire signs, especially Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, when they get mad, it's like an outburst of anger, and it just comes out, and they just all of a sudden, fire energy is just very like rash, very harsh, very in your face. So like, if you feel like you want to argue with them, yo, go ahead, but don't say I don't warn you. Like, they're gonna win. Like, you're gonna get told. They're gonna tell you everything about yourself that you didn't want to hear. They'll say it. They'll say it loud. They'll say it like hella harsh too. Like, so really like think twice if you want to argue with these people, because you're probably gonna lose, because they're way more blunt and way more truthful than you think, kind of thing. Like, they don't really hold back, kind of thing. And that's actually, I'm not gonna say that's a bad trait, because in this world we live in, like, you really gotta know how to, like, stand up for yourself, kind of thing, and really be like assertive like that. But depending on who you're talking to and what you're talking and what the situation is, the delivery is what really makes it a good or bad thing, kind of thing. Now, Jupiter is being the biggest planet. It's all about expansion. So another tendency that Sagittarius Moon people might have is they have a tendency to overindulge in things, whether it's food, whether it's like even like relationships with people. Like, when they like something, they like a lot of it. They could like overindulge in a lot of it. So them liking freedom a lot, one thing that I've noticed, kind of thing, is like monogamous relationships are not really their forte, because they can't, it's kind of hard, like it's kind of hard for one person to have all the qualities you need in somebody. Like a Sagittarius Moon might like a person, for one person they have good sex, One person likes to go on adventures with me. One person likes to take me out. One person mentally stimulates me. Like, they like to have, like, I'm not saying all. It's all about, you know, the placements and other planets, other signs in your chart. But generally, they like to have multiple people kind of thing in their life, because they all supply a different source for them to feel fulfilled, because they need to have stimulation in all sorts of lives, like mentally, physically, all that. So they can overindulge in that way. They can overindulge in food too. Like, you should like really be careful of what you eat and what you eat too much of and all that, because you just love to have like that freedom to do what they want kind of thing. So just keep in mind that you have a tendency, or you have a nature to overindulge in things. So just keep that in mind, that, you know, like just to slow down just a little bit. And if you're dating somebody, make sure you let them know, if you're the type that likes to like date more than one person, to let them know, like, look, like, you're not the only one. Even though I do fuck with you heavy, like, I do fuck with you, you're not the only one. Like, let them know, like, you're not the only one kind of thing. Don't just try to be like, you know, don't just try to sneak around kind of thing, because it's just, being honest is everything. Like, and actually, I ain't gotta tell y'all that, because y'all honest as hell anyway. So just let them know, like, listen, like, you're not the only one. I have multiple people, but at the same time, the relationship that we have is strong as hell. Like, they could have intimate relationships with you, like, singly, but they like to have, some of them, most of them, like to have multiple relationships, just because they like to be stimulated like that, and like to overindulge in things sometimes. That's a Jupiter energy. Jupiter is all about expansion, the biggest planet, and like to have a lot of something. One thing they could do, because they're so optimistic, and being optimistic is such a trait that people don't have and they need. So don't change that about yourself. Be optimistic, because that really gives you a one up in this world. But something that could happen is you could be overly optimistic and overly estimate yourself, and just sit back and think things are gonna work out. And then sometimes it doesn't, because that's how the universe works. Everything's a balance. It's gonna give you something to learn from. So universe is gonna do something that will like force you to learn something. So being overly optimistic will you won't be prepared when things don't turn out the way you want it to. So understand that you have that tendency to overly be optimistic about things. So just plan a little more, because they could be very spontaneous. So they don't really plan things to the T like that, like an earth sign. So just work on like planning things a little more than just going with the flow, or just being like spontaneous and just doing it without like a vivid plan kind of thing. But when you don't plan things, you're just doing things spontaneously, it is fun as hell. So I understand. So like, I know that's how y'all made. I understand that it is all about the adventure and learning things. All about adventure and just learning from different people. Like, adventure is the biggest thing if y'all dating these people. Like, they need the space to learn and to just enjoy every aspect of life. Like, they don't like to sit in one spot and be tied down. That's one thing they cannot do. So optimism, being overly optimism is a good and bad thing, basically. So just try and balance it out. Everything is all about balance, you know. So if you are dating these people, you will be if you're actually in a relationship with one of the Sagittarius Moon, you're very lucky, because you're going to have somebody that will be honest with you, that will tell you the truth about you, that will give you space if you give them space, but they will really have like a good, deep relationship with you, because they really, truly, if they're really at that moment or that point in their life to love and all that, they will give you like true love. Like, they don't sugarcoat, they don't lie, they're just true, and they're just real. So you're gonna have a partner that's like real with you, that's all about having fun. Y'all will have a lot of fun together, adventure. Y'all be all about learning things and all about expansion. They want to have somebody that they can grow with. They don't want somebody that could settle down and just settle down. They want somebody that could grow with and travel with and have adventures with. So you will never be bored with these people. You will have a lot of like funny ass arguments and like funny fights, like little bickers. Like, they like that stimulation too. Like, fire signs are like the physical stimulation. So they like the just like poking buttons a little bit, just to have that physical stimulation. But it's all in good fun. Just work on the delivery of how you're saying your truth, even though it is true. Work on the delivery of how you're speaking these truths, and you will see a lot of success in your relationships with people too. Sagittarius Moon people also have, like, in your lifetime, you'll probably be the type to always be like moving. Like, they do love to travel, yes, but they're gonna like move around a lot, like move where they live around a lot, and they're gonna like doing this too, like, because you just love seeing all the new different experiences, different things and all that. So just prepare yourself that you're gonna be moving a lot, just because that's just your nature of your sign, your energy. But embrace it, even though you already do. But learn as much as you can from this world. Share as much as you can, all the knowledge that you're going to take in, because you're all about learning knowledge and taking in knowledge. So share it with the world. And last time I'm going to say this, the delivery of y'all being blunt and saying the truth is what you should really try to work on, the delivery. But besides that, Sagittarius, y'all are the luckiest signs because you're ruled by Jupiter. You already know what the laws of attraction is because you're very optimistic. You're very you just love seeing yourself in the future and seeing where you could be and driving towards that goal. So very optimistic. Laws of attraction really works well for you because you already have that inner optimism to help you get what you want, kind of thing. So that was my Moon and Sagittarius video. Hope y'all enjoyed that. My next video is going to be Moon and Capricorn. So if you have subscribed, you already know I fuck with you heavy. Appreciate you. If you haven't, go ahead and handle that one time. But make sure you drink your water. Make sure you mind your business. Make sure y'all be safe. It's your boy Lil Finesse, the Jiggy Hippie. I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.